How you doing?
Hey, Anthony, how you doing? Um, what was your reaction to getting traded to Boston, and how confident were you that you were gonna stay here once you landed here? What did they communicate about that to you?
hmm Um, obviously, you hear a lot of stories about getting traded, in general, and all the stories are different. But for me, I mean, I was super excited for the opportunity to come here and join a culture that's already been set, and something that was going to help my career out tremendously. Just um, playing at the highest level and winning basketball. And that's what I was excited about, joining and, um, being a part of.
After 7 years in Portland, what was it like to be leaving there? And then once you actually got here, what's it been like getting to know everyone in the organization?
Yeah, obviously, once you've been, I feel like once I was there for that long, you never saw yourself leaving. It was kind of a surreal moment that it actually happened. Um, but like I said, I turned the page and knew that I was going to a great spot and coming here into a great organization. Everybody that's been here said great things about the organization. My vet Et said that he loved it here, so I was pretty excited about it, and everybody in the building was, it's been pretty good to me, and I'm pretty excited about being a part of something that's you know historic.
Anthony, for the last few years, the Celtics have shot a lot of threes, and that's something you're particularly good at. What excites you about potentially playing that play style, and what have your conversations with Joe been like about how you could fit into that type of game that they've been playing?
Yeah, just he wants me to be comfortable and just be myself. He knows that I know he's gonna push me to be become an even better player, and obviously shooting the threes is something I enjoy, shooting. So that's not really a discussion we've had about specifically shooting threes, but he wants me to be myself, when I go into the game. So that's what makes me a little bit more at ease about joining a new situation.
Celtics fans know that you can score, obviously, just from looking you up. But
hmm
for a lot of fans that haven't watched a lot of you play, being on Pacific time, what would you want new Celtics or Celtics fans to know about you, both as a player and as a person?
just I go out there and try to do my best to help the team win, whether that's scoring or doing other things. But I think being in this situation, like I said, and Joe pushing me every single day and being in this type of environment is going to bring the best out in me and some of the things that I might have not seen in the past. And so that's what the things I'm excited about. Just being around other great players like JB, Derek, Peyton, Sam. They all play winning basketball at a high level for multiple years now, and I want to be able to join and contribute to that as well, and just play my part in helping us continue the same tradition that has been since I've been here.
Anthony, you're kind of a man of a few words. You don't, you
For sure, yeah.
yeah, you
Yeah, yeah.
keep to yourself. Do you feel like you've been overlooked, overshadowed in Portland? I mean, obviously you put those years in. You took
Yeah.
over for Dame when he left. Do you feel like this can be a showcase for you to show your skills on a bigger stage?
Yeah, obviously, you're in a smaller market over there, so obviously, naturally, if you're not doing something extraordinary in those type of markets, then you can get overlooked. I think I've done things that I can be proud of based off my career. Obviously, the past couple years in Portland, we weren't necessarily winning or making the playoffs, but I think I was playing well and getting better at some things, and so those things can get overlooked just because you're not winning games. And I think that's why I'm excited about being here because whether it looks different, I'm contributing to winning games, and that's and especially here in Boston, it was a big market, and so that's going to help me naturally get some recognition. But ultimately, like I just want to contribute to the winning, whether no matter how that looks like.
Anfernee, over here to your left. Obviously, everybody knows you as an elite scorer. One of the criticisms about you is defensively on that side of the ball.
Right.
What have you spoken to Joe about when it comes to that? The Celtics are a defensive-minded
Yep.
team. And what do you think you can bring on that end?
Yeah, we've talked about it, and it's just a matter of if I want to do it or not. You know what I mean? It's it's really that simple. Like I said, coming into a culture like this, you have to be able to adapt, or it's not gonna you're not gonna be in the position that you want to be, and whether it's playing or not playing. So to me, it's really that simple, and that's the honest conversations we had about it, and he always says that you're not as bad as people think you are, and so that's good to hear. But also, I got to do the work to get better in that end and focus in on exactly what we need to do on the defensive end. And so, like I said, I'm pretty excited about being pushed into a new level of which I can reach.
Over here. What are your impressions of the Boston sports scene, and now how do you feel about being a part of it?
It's great. I mean, obviously, like I said, coming from Portland, it's just they were the only team in the city other than the soccer team. But coming to a new city, you can actually get involved in the sports teams. I went to the Patriots game last week against the Steelers, and I plan on going to a Red Sox game. So I'm pretty excited about actually going out and watching other sports, because I enjoy sports, in general. So I'm pretty excited about actually going out and seeing those things live. So I wasn't able to, obviously, for the past 7 years. I know, but I've never been to a baseball game. So I'm like, all right. So they made it the playoffs. I'm like, all right, my first one. It's gonna be a playoff game.
Hi, Anfernee. You stepped into a bigger role when Dame left and proved that you could be a 20-point scorer. So how do you feel that progression is going to help you here, especially as you're on that expiring deal?
I think I learned a lot from being I guess you could say, number one option on the team, whether dealing with the best defenders guarding me each and every game, different defensive coverages, getting double team, blitzed, or whatever you want to call it. I learned a lot from dealing with that, and obviously coming here, it might still happen, but still we got Jaylen Brown that's taking that responsibility. So I'm pretty excited about being able to contribute in a different way, maybe closer to how I was at the beginning of my career when I was playing with Dame and CJ. So I'm excited about playing in that type of role, and still being who I am, still learning from the things that I learned being the number one option. So I'm just excited about the opportunity that being able to play with guys that for me that I've looked to it from afar and respected their games and how they played.
Well, that's along those lines, and talking about contributing. You started 70 games last year. Is that something that's important to you, that kind of role, and how do you view it, and what kind of conversations have you had with Joe and the staff about that?
Yeah, I mean, I understand the situation I'm coming into, so, and I understand my goals as a player and as a team. We want to win, so, and I want to win. Like I said, I want to contribute to winning at the highest level, and so whatever how that looks, I'm fine with. You know what I mean? So it can vary game to game. That's what's been said, and so I'm pretty just excited about the opportunity to play with with all these guys, and like I said, contribute to winning. Appreciate it.